Let's say we have a measuring cup and we fill 1/4 of the cup with water. So this picture here represents 1/4 cup of water. And if we add another 1/4 cup of water, then we would get our original 1/4 cup plus another 1/4 for a total of 2/4 cup of water. And let's see what happens if we keep adding a 1/4 cup to this thing. So here's our 2/4 cup of water, and we add another 1/4 cup of water and get 3/4 cup of water. So now we're up to 3/4 cup of water, so 3/4 plus another 1/4 gets us 4/4. Now 4/4 of a cup of water is the same as 1 whole cup, right? This whole thing is filled up. So we can call this 4/4 the same as 1. Now any fraction where the top and bottom numbers are the same like this is 1. So for example, 5 out of 5 is 1, or 20 out of 20 is also 1. So let's keep going and add another 1/4 cup of water. So we have 4/4 of a cup plus 1/4. And mathematically, that's going to give us 5/4. But what does that mean, though? If you look at it visually, you can see that this cup is already full of water. I can't pour this 1/4 cup into here anymore because it's already full. In all the other examples, I poured the water and I got rid of this glass. But in this case, since this cup is already full, I have to keep the new glass here to represent this 1/4 cup that I'm adding. And we also said that this 4/4 is the same as 1 cup, right? So I can write this whole thing as 1 whole cup plus 1/4 and call that 1 1/4 cup. And this guy now is our mixed number. And all I had to do was take this whole number up front here and this fraction and just put them together like this. And you get your mixed number. So we figured out that 5/4 is the same as 4/4 plus 1/4. But what about something like 11/7 or 11/7 cup? That's a little bit harder to visualize, but what we could do is we can break this out and make this 11/7 equal to 7/7 plus 4/7. And this 7/7 here, this is actually the same as your 4/4 that we had in our last example, right? So this would become 1 again, and you still have your 4/7, and you take your whole number, your fraction, you put them together, and you can get 1 4/7 cup as your mixed number. Okay, let's try something like 16/7. Now we could write this as 7/7 plus 7/7 plus 2/7, right? Because 7 plus 7 is 14 plus 2 is 16. And you'll see that, okay, we have 7/7 again, and then we have another 7/7 again. and each of those is equal to 1, right? So I'm going to write this as 1 plus 1, and then we still have our fraction here. And if we want to make this a mixed number, we have to add up all of our whole numbers, so 2, and then you combine it with the fraction. So 1 plus 1 plus 2 over 7 is the same as 2 and 2/7. Now, another way to do this, and the quicker way to do this, is to just try and divide this 16 divided by 7. So I'll just write it out for the first time. So we have 16 divided by 7. It'll go in there 2 times. So 7 times 2 is 14. Subtract, and I get a remainder of 2. And so I can use this information to write this as a mixed number immediately. What you do is you take this number here, so how many times did 7 go into 16? You had 2. And you take your remainder, that becomes the numerator of your fraction. And the denominators, you know, it's the same 7 that we're working with. So 2 and 2/7. So here's another one. 30 over 5. So 5 goes into 30 6 times, and 6 times 5 is 30, and we end up with 0 remainder. So we would write 6 as our whole number, and since we have no remainder, you're done. There's no fraction piece to it. This is your final answer. What about something like 33 over 5? Okay, so we do the same thing. 5 goes into 33, okay, 6 times again, and 6 times 5 is 30. But this time we get 3 as a remainder, so we write this as 6, which is our whole number, and our remainder 3 over 5, or 6 3/5. And that makes sense, right? Because you're saying that, okay, 5 goes into 33 a little bit more than 6 times, but not quite 7, which is why you have your 3/5 piece here. So I should also say that you can only convert fractions larger than 1, where the top number is larger than the bottom number, to a mixed number. A fraction that's less than 1 will never become a mixed number because it's already less than 1 to begin with. Okay. We can also go the other way and change a mixed number to a fraction. So in the last screen we had 6 3/5. And what you do is you take your whole number, which is this guy here, and you multiply that by the denominator, which is this guy here, right? So you do 6 times 5, and then you add the last piece, the numerator, and you put that all over the denominator of 5 that we're working with. So this becomes 6 times 5 is 30, plus 3 over 5, which your final answer is 33 over 5. And that's what we started with in the last screen. Okay, another example, let's do 7 3/100. So same thing, you're going to take your whole number, which is 7, multiply by your denominator, which is 100, plus your numerator, this last piece here, all over the same denominator that we're working with, so 100. And this becomes 7 times 100 is 700, plus 3, still over 100, and your final answer would be 703 over 100.